Hey y'all, welcome to Toadstead. Now, why am I standing in front of a mailbox? Because I'm waiting. I know this time of year, this is actually being recorded a couple weeks before Christmas 2016. There's a lot of people standing near their mailboxes, but this one here is a little weird. We had, through Amazon, we had ordered something that we're going to review in a later video. And you know how you can track it on your cell phone? If you don't know that, you can. Amazon orders track it through your cell phone. Well, this morning, my cell phone said, delivers today. Nope. This is actually yesterday, sorry. And so I called Amazon, said, hey, not working. And they looked at all their paperwork and delivers today. Okay. Well, at the end of yesterday, which was the today on our phones, nothing happened. So I called Amazon back, and they did everything they could do, up to and including, reshipping and all that. Amazon's great. Our experiences with them have been nothing but awesome. But because this is a review item, the way it was purchased, it just wouldn't have worked. So, okay, call UPS. Of course, UPS, another big company, like Amazon, but not as easy to deal with as Amazon. After a few phone calls, I finally get to the regional office down here, close to where I am. Now, bless their hearts, give them some credit. The lady I spoke to, she has a limited amount of power in what she could do, but she looks up everything and she says to me, "Oh no, sir, it got rerouted." Okay, what's the story there? Well, the address that was on the package, which is the address of the mailbox I'm leaning on, was somehow not able to be located by the driver. Just for the record, this is the view from where I was standing. I just turned the camera over. And last time UPS was here, they squawked about not being able to see the address. So there's only 2 houses on this entire street. And let me just show you what I did. Yep. Now I zoomed in because it's harder to see on the camera. But I'm standing right here. I can see that number very, very clearly. So, not exactly sure why you had a tough time finding it. Okay, so the driver couldn't locate it. Now, it's not uncommon. That happens, then there's a system that UPS uses to let everybody know the driver couldn't work out, then, just work on. But UPS did something that I have never had them do before, and that's kind of what this video is about. UPS, the lady on the phone, said, well, sir, what we did is we looked in our records and found your other address, relabeled the package, and sent it to your other address. Okay, I don't know what kind of clientele UPS is used to working with, but not all of us have alternate addresses. We do have old addresses in places that we used to live in, perhaps even used to own, perhaps rented, whatever the case may be. But did UPS think that we have a vacation home? Thanks for thinking we're that affluent. We don't. What they did was they took the old address of the Frogtoad Manor, which some of y'all might know about the other channel. Go check it out if you want to. And they just literally took the old label off, relabeled it to that address, and just shipped it merrily along like it was no big deal. Well, I tried my best. I did not come unglued on the lady, but I did explain to her in as forceful tones as I could that the address they arbitrarily decided to re-ship my package to was not a valid address. And I suggested that perhaps they should relabel it back, which they did do. They manage, I guess they have a little telex system of all their drivers, And she explained to me how they could communicate with the drivers, and I have to admit, if they could communicate with the drivers, I don't know how the driver got lost in the first place, but I'm not supposed to ask those questions, I guess. Anyway, there's no sense with messing around too much with UPS. I mean, we could do to stop using them, use FedEx, whatever, you know. And it is the holiday season, so I try to not be too PO'd about it. But I found it interesting that they would actually arbitrarily pick an address that, you know, well, you used to live here, or this was a good address a year ago, 2 years ago. Let's just ship it there. And they got to wonder why their claims department has to deal with stuff like that. Because I'm assuming that if they had shipped it, now we all know that they don't always get signatures. And this time of year, there's a lot of people. UPS walks up to their door and leaves something. Even if they're not home, they'll just leave the box on the porch. They do that all the time at the Frog Toad Manor. That means that the stuff that was shipped will be lost. Sure, there'd be a claim paid and blah, 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 but you'd never get that time back. That's at the very worst. I mean, assume what happens if you had shipped something that actually, you know, had some meaning to somebody? That would be a real drag. But, you know, to make a long story short, they did go ahead and straighten it out. It took an extra day and a half for them to ship it back. Fortunately, the physical distance between the Toadstead and the Frog Toad Manor is under an hour's drive, so it's not too bad as far as them shipping it back to the regional location and shipping it out to me. And they did come. The driver showed up in a small car, small truck or van or something, and pretty late. I don't think it was past their delivery hours, but it was right at the tail end of their delivery hours, well after dark, and brought it right up to the door and apologized. Obviously, so the driver knew what was going on. So I give UPS credit for doing a really good job of fixing the problem. But the policy of arbitrarily changing addresses, that's one I'm going to remember when I decide who to ship, who to use as a shipper, because that's a little dangerous. Anyway, we got the item. Everything is cool. Going to start the review here. It's a little cold today, a little bit cold and windy. And you'll see some more of the reviews pop out pretty soon, either on this channel or over on the Frog Toad channel. I haven't decided yet. Either way, I'm going to get back inside and drink some coffee because it's cold. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time around.